and welcome to this edition of EMS Now Up Close. I am Eric Miskell, publisher of EMS Now, and today I get to speak with Kevin Clue. He is the Vice President of Global Sales for the High Flex division of Mycronic. We'll learn more about Mycronic here in a moment from Kevin, but let me begin by welcoming you, Kevin. You're a recent hire to Mycronic, so let me begin by allowing you to kind of tell us about your background in the industry and what your new role is at Mycronic.
Sure. So first, Eric, thank you very much for the opportunity to chat with you today. So my name is Kevin Clue. I'm the VP of Global Sales here at Mycronic. As Eric had mentioned, I'm a recent hire here at Mycronic, just a few months in, but I've been in the industry a little while. I started in 1990. I've been involved in that time in the through-hole segment of our business, as a lot of us were, working with eyelets and terminal and pin insertion types of equipment. I progressed from there into the surface mount side, working with screen printing, pick and place technology, AOI technology, as well as keeping to my roots in the through-hole side of the business. And then over time, I moved into the microelectronics side of us, the microelectronics segment of our business. Did a little bit of work with flip chip technology and die attach technology, plasma clean, wire bond technology. And now full circle, involved with all of the above. So one of the nice things about the Mycronic platform and the Mycronic brand is the ability to bring many of these processes all together under one roof as a turnkey solution provider. And so with a little bit of years and a little bit of history, I have had, while I am a new hire at Mycronic, I have had a lot of experience in the various parts of the business. And I guess with 30 years, Eric, that makes me one of the old guys, right?
Yeah, well, you don't have a lot of gray hair on you there, Kevin. So that's why I shave, by the way. So, but listen, and thank you for that, because I had seen your background and all that you have done. So let's talk about Mycronic, though. Tell me about the Mycronic business that you now represent and your plans for growing it.
Sure. I mean, so if I could first just preface it with how we did last year. 2022 is now last year. A week ago, it's last year. We had a very good year in 2022. A lot of growth in certain segments of our business. We had some good growth in Western Europe. We had some excellent growth in Eastern Europe. As well as some phenomenal growth in the Mexican marketplace. So we've done particularly well in those segments, and I think that's indicative of the brand and some of the technologies that we've brought to market. One of the most recent developments in the last month or so has been the establishment of an entity in the Mexico region. We now have an entity right in Guadalajara, which means we've got support and service and demo and training center capabilities, spare parts, infrastructure capabilities to support a lot of the growth that we have seen in the Mexican marketplace. A lot of that growth has been driven by some of the successes in the automotive EV segment. A lot of the reshoring activity in Mexico has driven an increase in demand for our products, and I'm very pleased to announce that we've been very successful on that side. But in response to that, establishing an entity down in Mexico is I think an important step in support of our customers down there. So quite pleased about that for sure.
Yeah. Is that with your own Mycronic staff, or using rep firms down there? How is that structured?
No, our own Mycronic staff. So we have already established sales and service infrastructure in Mexico. This entity will allow us to further establish that infrastructure with respect to training facilities, spare parts facilities, the ability to support our customers a little quicker, a little bit more efficiently with an increased infrastructure. So we've always had that direct infrastructure, but this is now allowing us to take it one step further in support of those customer needs.
Okay, great. Now, what I've always appreciated about Mycronic is you truly are kind of a full SMT service solution provider. There's a mouthful. I mean, that goes from the printing all the way through the inspection, the assembly, heck, even the storage and the software. So speak about what the benefits that provides your customers.
Yeah, I think it's huge, and I think it's one of the driving influences for me to come on board with Mycronic. Honestly, I really enjoy the fact that we are able to support with a single source supplier concept. I think it is a unique differentiator in the industry. Mycronic used to be my data, always used to be well known and well acknowledged in the low volume, high mix NPI type pick and place side of the business. But through acquisition over a number of years, we now have the ability to leverage the customer base and skills that experiences that we've had in the market driven by pick and place, but now we're able to support the turnkey solution. So that allows us to support jet printing for paste, for solid paste printing capabilities, as well as SPI capabilities, solid paste inspection capabilities, as well as, of course, pick and place, where we've been, our home turf for many, many years, to AOI capabilities, post reflow 3D AOI capabilities. And then in addition, dispensing, conformal coat, UV cure capabilities. All of those capabilities exist in our product line nowadays. And that allows us to, call ourselves a turnkey solution provider. And I think that's a nice, unique differentiator in the industry. I think it allows us to support our customers more efficiently. It allows us to respond and be sensitive to multiple facets of our customers' concerns and help mitigate some of those issues by having a sensitivity to the whole process rather than just a subset of the process. So it's a nice position to have. We've done very well with it, and I think it allows our customers to grow with us across the whole product line rather than just, as I say, a subset of the assembly.
Yeah. And from an engagement perspective, that also gives you multiple points of kind of entry, right? I mean, if you have somebody who's used your My Data equipment, you can kind of cross-sell, upsell now, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. I think the ability to cross-reference some successes in certain product lines into some other product lines is a key strategy for us. It's a go-to-market strategy for sure. The strength of our pick and place tool has really driven that. Many years we've been successful in the low volume, high flex, high mix, NPI type capability requirements in the industry. And I think that is, as I say, we call it our home turf at Mycronic, and we're able to support a number of customers in that segment. And with that customer base, we're able to leverage that and move into other segments. So it's quite a nice opportunity for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to pull in here kind of an issue I was going to ask you about later, because it seems relevant at this point, which is that the Mycronic piece, right? Which is the software that helps integrate and with the communications across all of those instruments. Tell us about that. And also, is it, as I understand it, it doesn't necessarily have to be all Mycronic equipment either necessarily to leverage that, right?
Exactly, and it's on show at Apex. We will be demonstrating this capability. It's a new software functionality. We call it MyConnect. As you know, in the Mycronic world, everything has a My in front of it.
Yeah.
So MyConnect is a new software tool in our umbrella, and it allows us to communicate efficiently with the CFX protocol and any of those CFX compatible
Mm.
MES and ERP systems. So without the need of customization, without the need of fancy custom software, it's a functionality using the IPC CFX protocol to allow us to seamlessly communicate with those compatible tool sets. So it's a nice feature. The IPC has done a wonderful job creating a standard for us all to use, and certainly we'll be showing that at Apex for sure.
Yeah. And you reference Apex. Let's talk about that. Apex is in 3 weeks, I believe it is. And what can we expect? What are the plans for there? What can people expect to see if they come to the Mycronic booth?
So certainly we will have on display everything in our product line. So you will have the turnkey solution. We're going to have a full turnkey line running down through the middle of our booth, showing all capabilities from printing to SPI to pick and place to AOI. We'll have our UV curing oven. We'll have dispensing and conformal coat capabilities. So we're certainly going to be showing the full breadth of our product line that includes material handling. We'll have the X towers there. We'll have the Mycronic software tool that brings it all together from a communication perspective. But some of the new features that we're going to be showing at Apex, we're quite excited about, is on the inspection side. A lot of R&D effort, a lot of time has been spent in collaboration with a lot of our tier one automotive and medical customers to perhaps create some increased technology on the inspection side, on the AOI side. We will be showing at Apex the new Iris Head technology that was just launched just recently, a couple of 3 months ago. The Iris Head technology is a 2D and 3D vision capability that is typically located post reflow. So this is a post reflow AOI tool. And this new head technology gets us a little bit faster speed, maybe as much as 30% faster than previous technologies. But in addition to that, it gives us better image quality. So we have a higher resolution scanning technology. When you have a higher resolution from a pixel perspective technology, that gives you better image quality. When you have better image quality, that gives you better yield and better opportunity to mitigate false calls. The Iris Head technology is new for us. As I say, it's a little bit quicker. Well, it's a lot quicker, but better image quality. It allows us to get into some of the smaller components, the smallest components in the industry. We're able to handle 008, 004 components with this 3D capability. So certainly it's a nice feature to have, and we're going to be excited to demo it at the show. So in addition to the hardware side of our inspection capabilities, there will be an introduction to the software tools that have been developed on the inspection side as well. As I've mentioned, everything has My in front of it at Mycronic, so we will be introducing the My Wizard software tool set that will reside within the platform. And that My Wizard software has a function that we call Escape Tracker. You know, as you know, Eric, the goal of any AOI tool is to eliminate any escapes. That's the most important point. But at the same time, you want to do it while minimizing the opportunities for false calls. So the Escape Tracker software, in combination with the head technology from Iris, is a tool that in real time automatically creates a more robust vision library. And by so doing, it allows us to shorten the programming time associated with an AOI process. And it also allows us to create a much more robust library to again, eliminate escapes at the same time as minimizing false calls. So the combination of the Iris Head technology as well as the fancy new My Wizard software is something that we will be demoing at the show. And for all
Good.
intents and purposes, we're very excited about it. And we are hopeful that our customers will be too.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask, we've been talking about as all of the post reflow kind of functions there. I know a big trend within the industry is to try to automate a lot of post reflow, right? Uh, I know you're new to Mycronic, but is there anything, does Mycronic address some of that? A lot of the repetitive tasks that tend to be manual. And, this is a way a lot of regions are trying to address kind of labor shortages and labor challenges, I should say.
Yeah, we tend to do a lot of that on the pick and place head itself.
Okay.
Which drives those components that need those components can be placed if they are able to withstand the pressure, the temperatures within a reflow oven. We don't necessarily target the post reflow component automation side of the business. It's
Mhm.
quite a saturated market,
Yes.
frankly. Um,
Yeah.
Certainly is a trend in the industry, but not something that we currently support.
Yeah. No, well, you cover a lot already. So, but I thought I would just go fishing there a little bit, right? So, and one of them, and I do think you've referenced it, but I do, the material storage towers.
Yeah.
I have, having been in the industry not quite as long as you, but for several decades, remember walking into warehouses and just seeing reels and all these, and to me, that's been such a great way of improving efficiencies and across the industry. And I always just love it when I go into factories these days and you see these component towers out there. I mean, they really are. They were a game changer and a space saver and a money saver for so many companies.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Mycronic has been known for the towers for many years, and we've constantly evolved the technology within our towers. The new X Tower will be on display at the show, of course. The X Tower in a standard configuration will be able to support over 1,300 reels of different sizes, different diameters, different thicknesses. But in a standard configuration, we're able to handle well over 1,300 reels, which is a huge number. And I think one of the trends we're seeing in the industry, Eric, as you well know, is particularly here in the North American market and in the European market, customers are looking to build in smaller lot sizes. As they are looking to build in smaller lot sizes, so the process to change over really needs to be an efficient one. Because as you have smaller lot sizes, so you're increasing the frequency of changeovers. So you really have to have that figured out. So the towers that we support, the X Towers and its predecessor models, are developed for that specific need. The ability to put more and more components in those towers allows our customers to store more components, obviously, which then allows them to streamline their changeover process. And I think you'll know that Mycronic's home turf, Mycronic's competency has always been those low volume, high mix, high flexibility types of opportunities. And when electronics is becoming more and more complex as it is today, the BOM on any particular circuit board is much larger than it was 5, 10, 15 years ago. And as the complexity of those BOMs increases, so the quantity of part numbers increases, which then drives the need for increased storage from a handling perspective. So the X Tower is in response to that trend in the industry, and I think that's a good point to note that we're listening to customers. We know that they have changeover efficiency requirements. We know that their BOMs are becoming more complex. We know that their part number requirements are increasing, and this is another response from Mycronic to that trend in the industry with the X Tower.
No. It sounds like you're going to have very full, busy booth at Apex.
I hope so. That's yeah, we're quite excited. This is the last show in San Diego, which I'm not so excited about. I love San Diego as a location for the show, but certainly we will have a pretty significant size booth. We will have a lot of equipment in the booth, representing all of the different brands and capabilities. And so we're quite excited. We're prepared for
Yeah.
business.
Well, good for the audience watching. By all means, if you're coming to Apex, stop by the Mycronic booth, say hello to Kevin, welcome him to this new chapter of his career in the industry. I know I will be there and make a point of coming by. It's always good to see this up close and personal rather than just on a website. So
We'd love to have you, Eric, and for sure we'll give you the royal tour and show you all about it.
yeah, no, I look forward to that. But Kevin, thank you for your time today. I look forward to seeing you in San Diego and catching up again as the year progresses.
All right. Thanks again, Eric. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank
And
you, sir. Thank you. Cheers.